So the download that I'm getting from Source is that this is a massive, massive, massive year of change for you. And you probably already feel it. I'm hearing, it's black, it's white, yeah, yeah. You know Michael Jackson? I'm hearing a lot of old Motown songs as well. So if you're listening to any of that stuff, it could be really significant right now. And it almost feels like this energy of like wanting to go back in time. Like, so if any of you guys have been feeling really nostalgic or wanting to go back to simpler times or something like that, that's also very significant. I'm also hearing like maybe some of you guys are reading some new books or you took a trip to a place that you have been wanting to go, whether it be locally or, somewhere else. I'm also getting this like heavy heart chakra feeling. So a lot of you guys could be very sensitive to all the things that are going on in the world right now. And it feels like, although it may not be happening to you directly, you feel very in tune and connected with those that it is affecting. Maybe you've always been this way your entire life. And I feel like you're also someone who holds your tongue. So throat chakra is extremely significant. And Source has been bringing this up a lot. But she's saying like you have to free your throat chakra in order to free the heart. Because the thing is that by you holding your tongue, by you not expressing and saying and moving forward in the ways that you're honestly being called to, it's kind of a disservice to the visions and the gifts that Source has given you. And that's not something I know you want. Like Source is like, I know you don't want that. And Source doesn't judge. You know what I mean? Source is not judging you based off of like what you do or don't do. It's just that there is this fear surrounding like, what do people think of me? In different various forms. So it's like maybe you're brave in one area of your life, but then when it comes to like the approval of the people closest to you, it makes you go quiet. Or maybe it's like just one person in your life that you haven't said what you wanted to say to them yet or stood up for yourself in the way you want to stand up. Maybe it's just like editing things like too much, like going too deeply and thinking way too much about like what the outcome or like how something's gonna like come across to, like if it's a video or something like that, how it's gonna come across to the audience that it's going out to. And it doesn't mean that's to not be thoughtful, but Source is saying that like in freeing your throat chakra fully, you just show up as best as you can every day, as authentically as you can. And I think that Source is calling a lot of people, the goddesses especially have been coming in so heavily for a lot of us lately. And the reason being is that when we tune into that divine feminine energy, it really does allow us to be nurtured in a way that we weren't being nurtured before, especially when it comes to the throat chakra and speaking our truth. Because maybe, especially as children or in past life, we weren't able to do that. We didn't have that opportunity. But there's something so amazing about the time right now where Source is saying you have the opportunity. What do you, and it's coming from, the Mel Robbins book I've been reading, y'all. I tell you, Let Them is one of the greatest books of all time. Go read it. I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. And you go in with like this idea that, what, like Source is asking, what are you going to do with this wild and beautiful precious life that you have? This one version of you get to live in this particular existence one time. So what are you going to do and how are you going to live your life in a wild and beautiful way? With freedom, because that's the thing that I think that you are searching for, is this need to find freedom, to have freedom. And freedom is not something that should be taken for granted at any moment in time. And Source is like, if you have it, then use it, spread it, show it, right? It's a responsibility that is so, wow. This is a very interesting message. I was not expecting this to go here, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to just flow. It's a responsibility that is so oftentimes seen as heavy when it can be something that is very light. And in this situation right here, where Source is asking you to step up to the plate, to show up as yourself, that's where it's light. Do you see the difference there? Like, if you're looking at yourself every day thinking, I don't know how someone's going to look at me and judge me, or this is, like people are thinking negative thoughts about you all the time, and you cannot control what they think. You can't control that. So, in other words, if you can't control what other people are thinking about you, then what is the point? of living if you're not living authentically, because there are people out here that are just doing that. They're just doing that, right? And it's not to say that it's not going to be those insecurities aren't going to come back up. But Source is saying, I really, as a warrior of light, as a warrior of love, and I use the word warrior very carefully, but as a love warrior, the main thing that you have to do is to show up authentically with your whole heart, and to not judge others when they show up in theirs. Because there is this shift where the minority of people who do not operate in love, right? They're coming out of the woodworks, right? The light is being shown on them. So the majority of people that do operate from a loving heart space can recognize and see them. The mask has been lifted. Do you get the gist of the message here? I hope you're getting this. I hope it's resonating. It feels very true to me, so I hope that it's translating properly through me. Source, is there anything else? No. All right, I'm going to end this here. I love you so much, soul family. Thank you so much for being here on this journey with me. I am so grateful to have each and every one of you every single day. Make sure you follow me on other platforms as well, so we can connect with each other there. I love you.